Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode here. And today I'm taking a little bit of a break away from our regular series, and that is because we are currently in the middle of the pre-release for Minecraft 1.16 or the Nether update. And we're in a creative game mode currently, mainly because there is a concept that I tested out yesterday on my live stream that worked really well, and I wanted to go ahead and share that with you here today. Now, what this involves is it involves a couple of mechanics with some of the new mobs that we've seen. So as you've seen here, we have a little piglin, and something that's awesome that you can do with the piglins is you can trade gold with them. So if you bring in with enough gold ingots, you will be able to barter or trade things over to them. And it's random as to what they give you or what they supply you with, but every time you throw over an ingot to a piglin, they will provide you with one of a couple of different assorted things. So if you've seen here, we've already gotten some nether bricks as well as some ender pearls. We got some soul sand there, and there you can basically rinse and repeat this. It doesn't stale, it doesn't you can do it a little bit more efficiently if you are able to trade with a couple of them at a time. And something to keep in mind is don't give gold to the baby piglins or they'll just steal it and run away from you. But one of the things that we're looking for here that's important to our plan is these guys have a chance to give some potions of fire resistance. Now they can give potions that you can either drink or potions that you can splash on yourself. And we're currently looking for either variety because that's integral to what we're trying to do here. So we got some crying obsidian, which, fun fact, crying obsidian is not good for making a nether portal. It does not interact with it, or does not allow you to create it. Well, you can like stylize it, but it can't be part of the main frame. Leather. And well, I'll cut back once I've seen fire resistance potions here. Oh, there we are. He just traded over a splash potion of fire resistance. Now, we don't necessarily need this for this demonstration, but I wanted to show that it is something that you can do. So this is a 3-minute potion of fire resistance, and all of the ones that I've ever gotten have just been of the 3-minute variety. But you'll probably want to do this a couple of times until you can get a few of these, because the technique that I'm about to showcase is what you need to do in order to get yourself some ancient debris for making netherite. And that is the following technique. So, in case you're not aware, netherrack will spawn most frequently at Y level 15. And right here on the edge of this little cliff, we have ourselves, or we can see that we are at Y level 32. So since we're in a creative mode, we're not going to need to worry about this as much, because we're not going to take damage by dipping into the fire. But this is a technique that I used yesterday on the live stream for obtaining netherrack, or ancient debris for making netherite. And that is as follows. You want to make sure that you can get down to Y level 15, and most of it is going to be under lava. So, well, let me break this out a little bit better so you can see what I mean. So you'll want to dig yourself down to the point where you can easily access the Y level required for netherrack or ancient debris. So as you can see here, as we go down and down and down further and further, we've eventually made our way down to Y level 15. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. The way that I went about it yesterday was actually in an area that had a pretty sheer drop-off, and so I had to tunnel my way down. But that technique that we just used there would be just as effective. And if you're doing this in a survival mode, you can actually, let me go ahead and showcase what I'm talking about. So let's get a ladder in our inventory. Actually, let's get a stack of ladders in our inventory. Switch our game mode to survival. actually, before we do that, because we are in the nether and the piglins don't necessarily like you, let's go ahead and pull up our inventory and get a gold helmet put on, because we're going to need that just in case we do run into any piglins here. Because you need to be wearing something made of gold or they are going to come after you. And there's a couple of other ways that a piglin will come after you. But let's go ahead and set our game mode to survival. So let's go ahead and set our game mode to survival. And what you'll see now is we've got our little hole here. And what you can do is when you're making this tunnel, you can actually get to a point where you can walk on the ladders and apply them going down. You could do it going up as well, but if you hold shift and then back up a little bit, you can actually get to a point where you can place them on the wall going down. And that's not what I meant, but you can do it a little more carefully than what I did. So let's just say I'd done that perfectly. And we're now at a point where we can walk all the way down to the bottom here. So let's go ahead and switch back to our game mode creative, just in case. And let's light ourselves some fires here. And the reason that I like to do that is because not only does it serve as an indicator point as to where you are, but it also allows you to conserve on torches. And I think that that's better because, you know, netherrack stays on fire as long as it's lit. So what you'll then want to do for looking for your netherrack, or your ancient debris here, is I found it best if you place your netherrack in your offhand, and then with your pick you go through and you dig out the chunks that you're looking for. So you'll see here that we need to take this chunk over to the point where we get to Z level, or Z0. And there's a reasoning for that. So let's light a fire there, showing that we've got to the end of that chunk. And then walk over this way as well. So that's 0 there. Got 0 on that chunk, 0 on this chunk. And then we can dig our way on the X value. Now you could probably make do if you just dug down from area 0 to 15, and that would make your mine a little bit more efficient. But this way you know that you're mining out the entire chunk or surveying the entire chunk. And there is the possibility that you're missing some higher or lower, but we are on, where we're on Y level 15, we are at the point where it would be most commonly found. So let's continue looking for just a bit longer here. Oh, and just like that, we've actually found the ancient debris here. Now, just so you can see, well, before we switch our game mode, let's make sure that we have the equipment that we need in order to actually mine this. And this is for demonstrative purposes only. I went ahead and created a custom world just for this purpose. So let's go ahead and now set our game mode to survival. And you will need to mine out your ancient debris with a diamond pick. And just like you see here, that's 1, and we did get lucky enough to have a second one here. And that is all it appears to be. So you might get 1 or 2, but you may even be lucky enough to get 3, 4, or if you're incredibly lucky, you can get up to 5 in a single vein. But that's what you're looking for. And something that is important to keep in mind is that you can only obtain the ancient debris from netherrack, from blackstone, or from basalt. It will not ever generate naturally exposed to air, and it will never generate in any other block type that you might be able to find within the nether. So do keep that in mind as you go hunting for it, though again, you're not really going to have a problem looking for the ancient debris if you are mining down in the levels where it would be found most commonly. Now, the reason that I decided to, I found that the best way to dig for ancient debris is with netherrack in your offhand is reasons just like this. Now, you're going to notice here, as I dig through, we are going to find that there is lava right there next to where we're at. And if you are doing so like this, you can then stock up or plug up the areas where the lava has come in to kind of ruin your day. And that will make life a lot easier in terms of digging for it, and significantly less stressful as well. And interesting thing to note, if you weren't aware already, is that black stone does count as stone. And where I didn't get any stone in the overworld, getting black stone does, trigger the achievement of the Stone Age. And it will also make it so, I can create stone tools while I'm mulling about down here in the nether as well. And you can actually get wood as well from the Crimson Forests, as well as the Warped Forests as well. You can get 2 different types of wood from this area as you are digging around for it. And just like that, we have ourselves the last little piece of ancient debris that we would need to make a netherite ingot. And it looks like that one is just one solid piece there as well. Now, you can continue to, branch this mine out in other directions, but again, I found it best if you keep netherrack in your offhand at the very least while you're mining around for it, as it's going to make your life a lot less stressful if you have something you can throw in the way of lava, as lava moves very, very quickly and surprisingly as you are looking around for it. So that is the big strategy that I have. Now, one thing that I didn't showcase here is... the actual portal that we use to get in. And that is because, or I guess... because I wanted to showcase what we were doing, or my strategy for collecting ancient debris primarily. But the area that we've found is, well, let me set my game mode to creative again, is a portal that auto-generated in. That's a new feature in this game where you can find portals that have debris already, or remnants of portals that have already been created. You can get all sorts of really nice stone from it if you do choose to strip it down, and a couple of other things as well. But one thing I wasn't aware of, and maybe this doesn't happen at every single portal, but at this one it certainly did, there is a chest here that contains a couple of different things. So there's these glistening melon slices. It actually did have about 3 pieces of obsidian in it as well. So you have some materials or some things that you would be able to use to kind of help reconstruct this portal if you were to find it originally. Now, this one spawned out in the ocean and partially submerged as well. So that's not exactly the greatest portion of what you would look for, but it's certainly an option for getting to the nether maybe a little bit faster if you're playing casually, though I still think that the best method overall is still going about getting to the nether. Though I still think that the best method of getting to the nether is finding yourself a lava pool with a couple of buckets. Now, let's go ahead and kind of showcase what is required in order to get your netherite. And I'm sure that you're already familiar with this, but if you're not, the brief tutorial that you would need is you need a furnace in order to smelt down the material. Let's go ahead and get rid of our ladders there. So you'll need a furnace to smelt down the ancient debris. You'll need gold ingots to use with the netherite scrap that you obtain, and then you will also need a smithing table. Let's get rid of that potion and get ourselves some coal. Yeah, let's do a block of coal. That'll be good. Because what you're going to need is you're going to need to set your furnace here, and your smithing table here. Well, it doesn't really matter where you place them, but together for ease of access and use would be beneficial. So we've got our ancient debris smelting up here, and as that smelts down, you are going to get yourself some netherite scraps. And that is the key ingredient that you'll need for this smithing table. Well, you'll need your smithing table once you've actually used your crafting table to combine your netherite scrap with your gold ingots. And that works by taking those 4 scraps and placing them in the table like this, and then taking gold ingots and placing them in the table like this. That gets you your netherite ingot. Once you have that put together, you can then bring it over to your upgrade table, your blacksmithing table, and you can combine your tools or your armor with the netherite ingot to get a tool that attacks or that has higher durability, increased attack damage, and other things. And just like that, you've got yourself a, well, in this case, a netherite pickaxe, but you could have a myriad of a lot of different things with that. So that was really the biggest thing that I wanted to showcase today. Is I am very excited to take on Minecraft 1.16, incorporate that into the series that we're already doing, and I wanted to take a moment to showcase what I had found or what I had learned with you, as I think that you might find that collection system helpful as well. That way you're not running around all day looking for an area that is Y level 15. It can get you down there quite a bit sooner in order to start gathering that material. So thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. If you found it helpful, please feel free to leave a like on the video, as that greatly helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe, as I bring a new video to you daily. Minecraft episodes launch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So thanks so much for watching, and you have yourself an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.